Yeah, she's recording.
So every time we do one of these, the sessions will be recorded, okay?
Okay, so I'm gonna mute my mic.
So make sure that you guys are dressed appropriately, that everybody at home is dressed appropriately, just in case they come by the screen, okay? Is that cool? All right, so you can type in the comment section, you know, your comments there, but I won't see them while I'm presenting the notes, but when I go back to the other situation, then I can see it, okay? So now, it says for the problems below, find the probability of each event described and the probability of its complement. So both of these are probabilities. All right. So now let's look at number one. Let's look at the example. So we use the example. Now let's look at number one. It says flipping a coin 20 times and landing on heads 11 times. So that one will be 11 over what? Loretta, what would that answer be? 11 over what? I'm
20.
certain. Yeah, 11 over 20. Now take 11 and subtract it from 20. What is 20 minus 11?
It's 9.
Okay, so the opposite or the complement would be go here, which is 9 over what?
9 over.
I'm circling it with the arrow.
Wait, I'm not on it.
You see where I'm circling?
Oh, 20?
Yes. So the first answer will be what? 11 over what?
Wait, I can't see it.
I got a little arrow circling it. You see the arrow?
No, it says that your camera's off. No.
Is it presenting?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad. I thought it says you are presenting. So let me go back in here and I'll do the stop and then I'll do it again. Okay, so let me go back in here, present again. Okay, it's presenting now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so now I'm gonna go back to the document. I'm sorry about that. That was weird. It said it was presenting on my end. Okay, so you see the little arrow that I got moving around now, Loretta?
Yeah.
Okay, so this number here, you know how you have the numerator and the denominator?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that by Notre Dame. N, Notre Dame, numerator, D, Dame, denominator. So that's how my teacher taught me when I was in school. So that's how I remember to this day. So this number here, the number of times, will always be the denominator. This number here will be the numerator. Then when I take 11 and subtract it from 20, what I have the remaining would be the numerator for the complement. Does that make sense?
Wait, wouldn't it be the denominator?
Well, we'll go back over it in a second. So as we go through the practice, I think it's gonna click. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now let's go to number. So did you write down the answer to number one?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's go to number two. It snowed 3 days last week. So we got to get the denominator. So last week is the denominator. How many days are in a week?
7.
Okay, so your denominator will be 7. So how many days did it snow?
3 days.
Okay, so there'd be 3 over what?
3 over 7.
So that answer will go right here because it says right here snow, right? You see that word snow?
Miss Wigfall.
Yes.
Talk to Michael too. Is Michael doing the same thing?
Yes, sir. From my understanding, Michael, don't you have Mr. McGrath for a math teacher?
Yeah.
Okay, and when I looked at your grades, I didn't see a lot of assignments turned in. So, yes, Are you following along, Michael?
Yeah.
Ask him some questions too.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I will. Thank you. All right. So, Michael, do you see the word snow in the first column?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you see my arrow? Okay, so you see where it's snow there, right? And it says it snowed. So we're looking for the number of days that it what?
No.
Okay, so therefore, this word here is what?
Where's your arrow? Oh. 3 days.
Okay, so it's 3 out of how many days in a week?
5.
How many days in the whole week? We go from Sunday to Saturday. How many days?
7.
Okay, so the denominator will be 7. The numerator will be how many days? What is here?
3.
Okay, because it's P, that's the number of snow days, so it'll be 3 over 7. Does that make sense to you, Michael?
Yeah.
So go ahead and put your answer down for that one. Now let's look at it. It says P, no snow. So how many days did it not snow? So how are you going to figure that out? We already know how many days it snowed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how many days are in a week?
7.
So how many days did it not snow? What are you doing? Are you adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing?
Dividing.
You're going to write your answer in the form of division. So would you divide 7 into 3, or would you subtract 3 from 7?
3 from 7.
So what are you doing?
Subtracting 3 from 7.
Right. So you're just subtracting to get the answer for the complement. So 7 minus 3 is what?
4.
Okay, so this answer, it'll be 4 over what?
Can you repeat that?
Okay, so for the no snow day, it'd be 4 over what?
4 over 7.
Okay, so you got that? So
Yeah.
the next one I'm going to do on paper. All right, so we can walk you through, and I think you can see it a little bit better. Here it says a jar with 7. Okay, so we have a jar. I'm going to draw my little crazy jar. And it has 1, 2, 3. How many marbles have in the jar, guys?
15.
So I want you to draw a jar and put 15 marbles in. Okay, so I'm going to, and then we have. Okay, then it says 7 I read. All right. Okay, does everybody see my paper?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's my jar, and it says 7 I read. I have 15 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 7 of them are red. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're red. Everybody see that? Oh, pink rather. Okay, so now, so I'm gonna do the probability first with that marbles that are red. So what's the probability if I want to put this in the form of a fraction? So let's do my fraction. So if you see, I put up here a box, and I put N for numerator and D for denominator. Everybody see that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so where do I get my answer for my numerator? In here. It got 7 are red. Where would I get my... Where would I get the answer for my numerator?
So
where it says 7 are red.
Okay, so what would I put up here? What number would I put up here at the top?
7.
Okay, so I'll put the 7 there. And you can do the same. I have a total of 15 marbles.
Put 15 at the bottom.
Right. That would be by what? What is that called?
The denominator.
Denominator. So, but it's in a form of a fraction. You are correct, Loretta. It's in a form of a fraction, but the name down here is called what again?
Denominator.
Later.
And then at the top, the name is what?
Numerator.
Okay, so now I have those two. Am I correct? Now I have my answer. Now this came from the reading. I got the 7 and I got the 15. So the 15 is going to stay the same.
Yeah.
The denominator is going to stay the same. Will stay the same. So this up here is that's the probability with red. Now we're going to do the complement, the opposite of this. So what's the opposite of having red is what? No red, right?
Yeah.
So the opposite or the complement, complement or opposite. So everybody see this? So my complement to this answer here, 7 over 15, my complement is I'm going to have to do some math to get this complement, but I'm not going to have to do any math to get the denominator here because that's going to stay the same.
But it will be still 15.
Yes. So at the bottom, the denominator will still be 15. All right. But now I have to do something to figure out what is the complement. So if this is 7, and so I got to figure out what's left over. So I'm going to do what again? I'm going to subtract. So we're going to subtract. We're going to subtract 7 from 15. So if I subtract 7 from 15, if I get rid of these right here, I'm going to cross them out.
That's -8.
And then if I count them, it comes to what again?
-8.
Well, okay. So we don't have positives or negatives in this situation. So we're just going to have what again? 8. So we have how many marbles are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 marbles left, and that's the complement. So when I add 7 and 8 together, they make 15. You understand it now, Loretta?
Mm-hmm.
You understand it now, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay, so since you understand it, we're going to go back to presenting. I'm going to write everything down, and then you're going to walk us through the next problem, okay? Is that okay, Michael?
Michael,